The microbes that live in the GI tract are becoming more accepted in mainstream healthcare as a powerful factor in causing diseases like diabetes and even obesity.
You know, it's been a real struggle over the last 15, 20 years bringing this forward in the mainstream, because it seems like the amount of nutrition that we get taught in medical school is all of about an hour. And when you start looking at the complexity of nutrition and the interaction it has with the gut, it's very complicated, and our GI doctors are finally coming around to begin to appreciate this. So this is a good thing to bring up.
And now we have a study done by Big Pharma showing that pills can affect the microbes and prevent type 2 diabetes. But they're calling it a drug, and in fact, it's a nutritional supplement to improve glucose tolerance with changing our diet.
You know, it's good to see Big Pharma doing research like this, but let's face it, they're shooting themselves in the foot in a lot of ways, because what are they doing? They're really looking at bringing forward nutrition and calling it a drug when all it is a bunch of supplements.
Well, they criticize the supplement industry, and then they can see that they're making money, so now they're getting in on it.
Now, you have to give them credit for doing the research. They're spending a lot of money to do the research, but on this study...
Yeah, because they want to sell a pill.
They want to sell a pill.
But the pill, what's the pill made out of?
It's made out of nutrients. That's right.
Things that you get in food.
Right. So what we have is an understanding that's becoming more profound, that's important. And what we're looking at is the microbes that live in the intestinal tract form a very complex ecosystem. And that ecosystem is affected by what we eat. What we feed these microbes that live in the gut will determine which ones can grow and survive. And so that's what they're doing when they're using this combination of three different things.
But until now, we didn't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, whether it was the disease that caused the change in the microflora or the change in the microflora that caused the diabetes.
Exactly. So this is valuable information that tells us that you can change the microflora by adding certain things to it, and that changed insulin sensitivity. And what that sentence really means is that you are changing the body's ability to handle sugar. And that protects against the development of type 2 diabetes. So we've got a study here that's telling us something that's important.
And it also has to do with inflammation.
Yes, and it also has something to do with appetite, which is kind of surprising. So what we're saying is that Mother Nature's on the right track, and that the foods that we eat, if they're the right ones, are foods that will protect us from getting the diseases that are so rampant in our culture today.
And we also know that then there are other drugs that can cause problems.
Exactly.
They can cause the microflora imbalance, the dysbiosis, things like the NSAIDs and antibiotics. We all know about antibiotics.
Right.
And steroids and
birth control pills.
Yeah.
There's so many things that will affect how the microbes in the gut will live. And keep in mind that there are trillions of microbes in the gut. In fact, there are 10 times as many microbes in the gut as there are cells in the human body. And it's now becoming understood that stool is an organ itself. And what we thought it was only a waste product, but it does a lot of things to crowd out bad bacteria, to make certain vitamins that we need that are made by the bacteria. It boosts immunity. There's a whole list of things that this interrelationship does that's very important.
So let's talk about the things that are in this new pill that's supposed to prevent all this.
Okay, so we're looking at inulin, which is the same thing as fructooligosaccharide. And that's why we call it FOS. It's too long to remember.
It's a prebiotic.
It's a prebiotic, which means that what happens is that the microbes in the gut are fertilized by this. It's like fertilizing plants. As soon as you put this fructooligosaccharide in there, it feeds them and allows them to grow, and it gives them a growth advantage over the microbes that don't use it. And then and this is found in bananas and chicory and wheat and onions. And then there's another product called beta-glucan, which is found in mushrooms. And it has effects not only on the GI tract that are positive, but on immunity. And the last thing that we're using that's involved with that is also important.
Antioxidants.
The antioxidants. And so there are many different kinds of antioxidants that are included in this product. So what Big Pharma is doing is it's looking to nutrition finally to try and support wellness and the return to wellness. And it's about time that we actually look that way and go back to what Hippocrates told us 2,500 years ago. Let food be your medicine, and let medicine be your food.